So I would like to ask on stage Elise van Middelem from SUGi project. She's from Belgium, Swiss. Then we're going to be listening to Oluwatosin Olaseinde from Money Africa. Talash Huijbers she'll be representing InsectiPro Kenya. Valy Phommachak from Laos, and Nasha Cuvelier from Argentina.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Elise. So our cities are built upon ancient forest, and my mission is to bring them back. SUGi creates ultra-dense biodiverse forest of native species only. We don't just plant trees, we create micro-ecosystems. I mean, think of this stage here. This is actually our smallest pocket forest in Beirut. Imagine me standing between 36 trees, the bees and the pollinators, and the birds. Minimal space, maximum diversity. Any space can now be transformed into a lush forest. Oh yeah, and they cool the air, they clean the air, they act as sponges. They can be planted any size. So in London we have a largest, and it's 1 hectare, 30,000 trees. In 4 years, we've created 200 forests on 6 continents in 42 cities. The environmental impact of these forests is big, but what stirs me the most is the social and the inspirational impact. They are planted with and for the people. I mean, communities crave this rewilding. 2 weeks ago, we announced our first project in Manhattan. The New York Times picked up on it, and in about like 72 hours, we had 230 million media impressions, 400 volunteering slots booked out in 12 hours. And last week, we launched our 3rd fellowship, and in 24 hours, we had 100 applications. Now, that tells me it's clear. People want to be part of the solution, and I'm seeking strategic partners to further grow and scale the rewilding generation. Help us build biodiversity, climate resilience, and well-being in communities. Thank you. We must hurry.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Talash Huijbers, and I'm here today to talk to you about my baby, InsectiPro. Before I talk about her, I'd first like to say 1 in 4 people will be African by 2030, and 1 in 5 will be, 1 in 5 by 2030, and 1 in 4 by 2050. How are we going to feed all these people, and what are we going to do with all this waste? We make orange juice, there's an orange peel left over. We believe that insects can be a part of the solution in creating circular food and feed value chains. At InsectiPro, we have 2 really cool insects on deck. We have the black soldier fly and crickets. The black soldier fly is this really cool insect that can take organic waste and convert it into high-value protein for the feed industry to replace fish meal and soy, and their poop is really good fertilizer. Over the past 5 years, we have converted 16,000 metric tons of waste, saving 30,000 metric tons of CO2 into usable products. We've worked with 8,000 farmers over the last 2 years to transition them from chemical-based fertilizer to organic fertilizer. In terms of nutrition, insects are really cool. I know they sound really scary to eat, but I'm here to advocate on their behalf. Crickets are nutritional powerhouses, and they require a lot less land, food, and water to grow. They're high in iron, zinc, protein, and omegas, which a lot of Africans tend to be deficient in, myself included. So we believe that InsectiPro, with the power of insects, sit at the intersection of sustainability and profitability, making us a company of the future. Thank you very much. See me afterwards if you have more questions.
Sabaidi. Good evening, Change Now. I have met so many amazing people in this amazing place. And when I introduce myself, some might not know about my small landlocked country, but you might all not know also about my country that we have the Mekong River that runs from the very north to the very south of the country, and it's one of the most polluted river that dump plastic waste to the ocean every year. And my name is Valy Phommachak. I am a CEO and the co-founder of a social enterprise in Laos called Econox, and I'm also a mother of two amazing children who inspire me to make change even more. So coming back to my country, Laos, like many underdeveloped countries, we are considered the dumping ground for plastic waste. Not only does Laos import the plastic waste into our country, but our inefficient waste management system cannot handle the amount of the plastic packaging from products that we import every year. To be a part to tackle this problem, we work with the businesses and also the Lao government on a project called Plastic Free Laos Label. So the label helps assist the businesses to be more sustainable in their business and to reduce single-use plastic in their production and their services. We go beyond training and auditing. We also come up with the initiatives to help them to reduce single-use plastic. We have initiatives such as Rent Your Cup, that people, if you go to Laos, you can rent your coffee cup and you can return anywhere in Laos, in the provinces that you are visiting. Or a green map that will link together the green businesses to green suppliers and service providers. Apart from this, we are also a media platform. We work with young journalists, amazing of them, to help amplify their voice when it comes to environmental protection and sustainability. We work with the local community to help them protect their natural resources, such as forest, wetland, watershed forest. I'm talking about this because I'm raising funding for these two projects, and I'm excited to connect to more people who are in the same area. Thank you.
If you think humanity is doomed, then you're talking with the wrong people. My name is Nasha. I am an environmental scientist from Argentina and the co-founder of an NGO called Sustainability Without Borders. And we were born after COP21, when the Paris Agreement was signed. Do you remember the energy after that historical moment? I remember, and since then it has been hard to find it elsewhere. So I was looking for hope, inspiration, and I have found it, especially in Latin America women leaders. They are mothers, teachers, lawyers, professionals, farmers, artists, writers, and they have the key about how a better future looks like. They don't have their heads in the moon. They don't dream about flying cars. They have their feet on the ground and their hearts with their people. And I want to ask them what the perfect day looks like if the climate crisis is solved, if the biodiversity loss is stopped, among others. What do they eat? How do they move? What are their current jobs? What are the jobs of the future for them? And I know that those narratives can help us a lot to understand what can be achieved in this decade. And I want those narratives to reach to you and among all people, those decision makers that can better understand what are the politics that needs to be done scientifically based to have a better future. Help me change now those narratives of a doomed humanity for a beautiful dream that can be achieved for a better future for all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, good evening. My name is Oluwatosin Olaseinde. I'm the founder of Money Africa. So what is Money Africa? Money Africa is actually making money work for Africans. I got my first job at the age of 20, and for the first 5 years of my career, I was living from hand to mouth. I did not account for my money. I picked up the phone and I called my friends. Similar story. They were buying groceries, paying rent, and that was pretty much it. So I told myself, this has to be a bigger problem. Now we dug into the numbers and going into research, and Africans are actually not financially resilient, meaning that Only 3% of Nigerians have access to insurance plans. A lot of them are not planning towards retirement, and many people do not even have any form of savings, and that is where we come in. Money Africa is a financial literacy platform that simplifies how money works, aiming Africans. Now, what even makes this more interesting is, despite the fact that Africans are not financially resilient, based on data, because of the gender gap, that is, women earn 21% less than men, the impact is even worse. And this is where we come in. We have a community of over 500,000 people. 70% of them are women. They are investing for the first time. They are learning how credit works. We have a fantastic budgeting tool that we published that over 10,000 people downloaded, teaching themselves how money works and how to use it for long-term growth. What is our big goal? Our big goal is to walk tens of millions of Africans towards financial independence. We want to take charge. We want to understand how money works. We want to build credit. We want to build wealth in the long run. We want to keep the money in the continent and make that money grow. My name is Oluwatosin Olaseinde, and we're on a mission to make money work for Africans. My big ask is to raise $1 million in order for us to expand across Africa. We're currently in 4 countries, but there are over 53 countries, and there are 54 countries in Africa. We want to have a deeper reach. And also, we're looking at Africans in diasporas. They're entering a new market. They also want to understand how money works there. Let's put money in the hands of Africans and let them double it and build wealth in the long run. Thank you.